After talking to over 47,000 participants, organisers of the Our Singapore Conversation sessions have published the outcome of their year-long engagement effort. They say the top 3 concerns for Singaporeans are healthcare, education and housing. And these issues will be taken up substantively by Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong at the National Day rally next Sunday. Education Minister Heng Swee Keat says expect changes to the primary school leaving examination to be announced during the rally.
Involve people from
1 year on, the Singapore Conversation wraps up where the first dialogues were held at the National Library downtown. From open-ended chats to focused discussions, organisers say 5 core aspirations emerged during the process. They capture the direction participants feel society should be heading towards. One is assurance that basic needs like housing and healthcare will be affordable, a strong kampong spirit, and trust, both in government and between Singaporeans themselves. The other 2 are opportunities in terms of making a good living and purpose. That is, Singaporeans want a purposeful life that celebrates achievements beyond the economic.
When we have all these aspirations, are they sufficiently representative? Certainly this has been the most comprehensive engagement effort. We went out of our way to look for different groups of people, and the fact that at different corners that we are able to touch, similar aspirations were raised. And I think that gives us some confidence that that process itself has been able to throw out meaningful similarities.
Adding to the conversation, a survey of some 4,000 people threw up similar findings on what Singaporeans want. It also showed many would prefer a more comfortable pace of life over their careers. What's certain is the dialogue has helped shape policy making along the way.
Policy making in government is an ongoing process, and it takes into account a whole range of different factors: the external environment, the resources that we have, and where we are today, and so on. But clearly, the aspirations of our people that is well crystallized during the OSC process enriches the discussion on policy and helps to shape the direction of the policy.
Organisers say the 1 year of dialogue has shown that for Singaporeans, conversation and engagement is increasingly important, and there are stark differences and diversity in the way people think and feel about the same issue. Taking a participant seat in the dialogue has improved the government's ability to consult and engage.
In the Ministry of Education, for instance, we have added resources to engaging parents, students and various stakeholders, and that is something which I hope that we can develop even greater capacity in.
The value of the conversation, Mr. Heng says, is that different ministries will be able to carry it out in their own ways to reach the people who are most important to them.
Committee members of the Our Singapore Conversation project say efforts have been made to reach out to segments of society who may not have been as engaged previously. They felt a diversity of views were expressed, and at times some of these were unconventional.
When Artistic Director Kwok Jian Hong was asked to be part of the 26-member OSC committee, she replied that she was a skeptic, as she had a perception that policy decisions were already made even before consultations began. But the open style of engagement made it a constructive and empowering experience.
I was very, touched by some of the ideas and the passion that was articulated by especially the young people that came to the conversation. So for the youth, it makes me feel hopeful that if they are thinking and they're talking and they're debating, then there's something to look forward to. More importantly, I think, it's good to see that this is a habit. This becomes a habit that we begin to learn to do more constructively. Not just be able to express, but also learn how to listen.
And while members agreed getting a bigger number involved would have been useful, the process did make inroads in including different segments of society.
One thing that I did was also trying to bring this conversation to Assumption English School, which is not where typical conversations will go to. And we also worked with a lot of VWOs to talk to youth at risk groups. or even student service centers in different communities. So in essence, we really had a very deliberate process where we wanted to engage people from different environments and different communities.
I think it is representative because of what was said, not so much because of the quantity. This was a dialogue, and in that sense already it was standard setting, and it was able to give you that sense that you can speak freely. I think you'll get a sense of the diversity of views, right, that was presented, and some views which I would say are not populist in any sense, some views which are not conventional, and then a mixture of both.
Well, some committee members say that what also emerged from the entire process was the desire of Singaporeans to see more individuals and the community taking on a larger role to strengthen collective responsibilities and to render more help to the less advantaged in society.
A lot of them came to the conclusion of, we can't rely on the government to do everything. What about us? What happened to our can-do spirit? There was this overwhelming feeling of, we do not have to turn to the government to do everything.
The process has already triggered some professional organizations to carry out their own OSC-style dialogues on issues they feel passionate about.
Well, if you want to take a closer look at the Our Singapore Conversation report, you can pick up a magazine called Reflections at Community Centres and Libraries from next week, or download it online from the OSC website. As you can imagine, organising the sessions was no easy feat. Reporter Tan Chu Yi with a roundup of what went into them.
An estimated 660 dialogues took place from October 2012 to July 2013. That's 47,000 participants in 75 different locations using different languages and dialects like Cantonese and Hokkien. 203 volunteers put in time and effort to work as facilitators and note-takers. More than 40 organizations were involved, not including government agencies. In total, that's 1,645 hours of conversations. That's equal to watching all 8 Harry Potter movies 82 times. In terms of people's online contributions, there were 1,331 email threads and 4,050 Facebook wall posts. 12,600 cups of tea and coffee were drunk. That's enough to fill, a small swimming pool. 1,400 sticky notes were used in total. When laid out, they can cover the floor of about 10 MRT carriages.